All right, today we're diving into the water system at Park Hill. We're going to break down a pretty critical problem they're facing, get to the bottom of why it's even happening, and then walk through the very first steps they're taking to get it all sorted out. So, yeah, let's just jump right in.
So just imagine this for a second. There's a small little leak in one apartment. Should be a pretty simple fix, right? You'd think you just shut off the water to that one flat. But what if that tiny leak meant you had to shut off the water for the entire building? Well, believe it or not, that is the exact situation the residents at Park Hill are dealing with. A good way to think about it is to imagine your entire apartment building running on a single electrical fuse. One person plugs in one too many things, and poof, the power goes out for everyone. It's a total all or nothing system, and that's precisely the kind of challenge they have with the plumbing at Park Hill.
So, the big question is how on earth did the building get stuck with a system like this? Well, to figure that out, we have to go on a bit of an investigation into the pipes themselves, which brings us to Section 1, the mystery of the pipes. Okay, so when you start digging, it all boils down to a few really big problems that are all tangled together. At the heart of it, some flats, we know about 9C and 9E for sure, don't have their own shutoff valves. And to make things way more complicated, the actual layout of the pipes is a total mystery. Nobody has a map. There's also this suspicion, this theory, that there's a big communal water tank up on the roof, but no one's actually confirmed it's there or what kind of shape it's in. I mean, if that thing leaks, you could be looking at a flood for the whole building. You add all that up, and you can see why even the simplest maintenance job is just way too risky to even try right now.
This slide right here really shows you the difference so clearly. On the left, that's what normal plumbing looks like. Every flat is its own little island. A leak is just a minor headache for one person. But on the right, well, that's the reality at Park Hill. You've got at least two flats sharing the same supply line, no way to control them individually, and boom, one person's problem instantly becomes everyone's problem. The only fix is to go all the way to the street and kill the water for the whole building.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract what-if scenario. This quote comes straight from the actual plan. Take flat 9C, for example. It needs a new shower pump. That's a super standard everyday job, but it can't be done. Why? Because without a way to shut off the water to just that flat, trying to do the repair could easily cause a massive, uncontrolled leak and some serious water damage. So here's the real kicker. The system itself prevents its own repair.
Okay, so what's the first move to try and solve this plumbing puzzle? That takes us to Section 2, the $600 investigation plan. And that word, investigation, is really the key here. The first cost that's on the table is £600. Now, it is so important to be clear about this. This is not for a complete, permanent fix. This money is specifically for Phase 1, the detective work. It's to investigate the system, fix one known little problem, and gather all the info they need to figure out what the final solution is even going to look like.
So, what are the plumbers actually going to do for that £600? Here's the game plan. First, the water for the entire building gets shut off at the street. Second, they're going into flat 9D to remove a specific valve that's known to be causing issues. Third, they'll do a bit of an update on some of the old copper pipework, getting it fitted with modern connections. The fourth step is a big one. They are finally going up on the roof to find and check out that mysterious water tank. And last but not least, step 5. Turn all the water back on, and then very, very carefully check everywhere for leaks. Now, this first phase of work is a huge step, for sure, but it is not the end of the story, not by a long shot. So let's talk about what comes next and manage some expectations.
This table right here does a great job of showing what this first phase actually gets done and what it doesn't. So for that £600, one known problem valve gets taken out, they find out what's up with the roof tank, and the big investigation officially kicks off. The whole system becomes a little more stable. But the really big ticket items, like installing individual shutoff valves and actually creating a map of all the pipes, that's all still on the to-do list. This phase is all about gathering the intel they need to then figure out the scope and cost of that final permanent fix. So really, the most important thing to take away from all this is that you just can't solve a mystery if you don't gather the clues first. This initial phase, this is the detective work. It's the absolutely essential first step that makes planning a full, permanent, and most importantly, safe solution even possible. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, right?
this isn't just about fixing some pipes. It's like an archaeological dig into the building's history, all hidden there inside the walls. Once this first step is done and they have those first few clues on the table, what will the next chapter of this plumbing investigation reveal? What will it take to finally bring this system into the 21st century? We'll have to wait and see.